Hello, how are you? Tuesday, April 21st. How are we doing today? I know down south it's been raining here for 2 days straight, and tomorrow we're supposed to have severe thunderstorms again. Hope everyone is doing great. We have Venus in Taurus today. Our focus is the fourth house. Fourth house, family, friends, relatives, self care, emotions, transitions, foundations, all those fun things, taking care of our feminine side, our mother, our children, our grandparents, our grandfathers, our fathers, fourth house of home, roots, family, again, self care, and deep loyalty to our family roots. How do we do that? How do we show that? How do we perform that in life? And Mars in Aries energy is fast acting. It's also coming to an end because after today we are going into Taurus season. With this Mars in Aries waning, we still have a bit of energy moving fast and furious, and it's highly competitive this week still. We've got a very direct, um, very busy oriented, ambitious energy going on this week, fighting for what we want, going after our goals, going after what we love, what feels good, what tastes good. We're in Taurus. Taurus likes comfort and good food and um, all of those things that Taurians like stability, saving our money, sensual, loyal, beauty, feeling good, feeling comfort in the home. Fourth house matters. And they're ruled by Venus as well. So their self worth, how they save money, how they take care of their finances, those are things that we're all thinking about this week with the shifts and our relationships this week. And Aries waning out of, that Mars energy that we had here for the past week and a half. What do we want? And what do we need? And what feels good to all of us? What are we going after this week? Question. And what do we need to do to focus on our grounding, our meditations? Are we deeply getting involved in our families, our homes? And families can mean many things for many different people. It doesn't have to always be father, mother, sister, brother, that type of thing. It could be so many different things and different modalities have different ideas of what family is. So, are we keeping in touch with our families, our home base? Are we spending time with the ones that we love? That's what's important this week. And then on the 23rd, we're going to be going into Venus Conjunct Uranus in Taurus. We're in Taurus season on the 23rd. And, this is going to be really intense. What are we signaling out to the world? Intense, sudden, unconventional shifts for all of us in our relationships, um, you know, our finances, our personal relationships, our personal values, unexpected things coming in, different unexpected attractions that we don't normally have, breakthrough and having a strong desire for freedom. Taurus likes freedom, but they like to be grounded. They like to be steadfast. They like to be steady. They enjoy the practical and joyful things of the natural flow of life, good food, good home, shelter, being grounded, being with family, um, practicality, comfort, beauty, loyalty. How we identifying with that this week? That is the themes for this week. When we have a big theme coming up at the end of the week, but I'll get that with you, all of you, on Friday. And with Uranus going into Gemini for 7 years, got a whole beautiful discussion about that, and for each sign, what they need to look out for on the 25th. On the 24th, okay, we are going to have Venus entering Gemini, and that's another last longing transit. It's going to be lasting until May 18th, 19th of 2026. It's going to be bringing us fertility, intellectuality, talking with others, having intellectual conversations, communication. Gemini is all about the mind. It's an air sign, communicator, expression. Um, Gemini is also ruled by Mercury. Mercury deals with her third house matters, communication, technology, um, cars, engineering, the internet, social media, all these things. How we stimulated by that? How we're stimulating that in our lives, and socially active at the right time, at the right place, with communication, with the internet, with technology. Are we keeping up with technology? Check. Everything's going to change here. It's going to change within the next 7 years. We're going to see such big differences with technology. Are we keeping up with our loved ones? And with Gemini having communication in this flirty Venus thing, because Venus is all about also the fifth house, and the fifth house is wonderful. It's romance and love affairs and creativity and being flirty and playful. So you can use that communication this week with it being in Gemini, with those flirty emails, maybe those flirty communications, or the things that we might say to our significant others, our mate, our soulmate, our twin flame, or our wife, or the person we might be dating or we're interested in. Sometimes with Venus and Gemini, we might act a little childlike, and you know, we like to have fun, have a lot of self-expression, and communicate those things to one another, amongst friends, amongst our special significant others. And this week is all about those insights and how we're able to nourish those things, and networking with others, and networking with people, networking at work, with friends, with coworkers, with our neighbors, with hey, let's come over and have a barbecue this weekend if it's not pouring out like it is here. Um, you know, having those long-term relationships, building those foundations, especially since we're in Gemini, Venus and Gemini. But when Taurus season, Taurus is all about foundations, likes being grounded, having their foot solid in the ground. The communication skills are not only going to be in the fifth house of Venus, but you know, Taurus is a fixed sign, and they like to maintain things. They like to have, a deep devotion to the people that they're interested in when it comes to communication. And, those are idealisms that I believe that are good to have. It's always good to have neighbors and relatives and friends and things of that sort. As we get older, sometimes we have less of those, but it's always nice to have networking, communications, internet, texting, cell phone, social media, keeping connections with people to make sure that we're keeping ourselves involved with others, also taking care of our health, our mind, our mental stability, our emotional stability, and also keeping ourselves safe, and that we keep those connections together so that we have those wonderful people to connect with in case we need help as well. And with help, health, and good mental mind, communication helps with all of those things and also helps with breakthroughs. You know, we can't sit at home and not have communications with others. And I want to say, be a well-rounded individual. Everybody has to connect with other people, whether it's at work, at home, with your neighbors, networking, social networks, at work, texting, Facebook, TikTok, Loom. I can go on YouTube. There's so many other places that we have now. But this week is all about Venus and Gemini. You can be flirty with communication. You can have fun with communication, and with Mars and Aries energy waning down, things are still moving a little bit fast, but the week might go faster because of that, because we're so involved with our careers or with our home, our family, taking care of ourselves, taking care of our pets, taking care of others, keeping up with this fast-paced, ever-changing society that we live in on a daily basis. It's important that we have that sort of energy. And with Venus and Taurus and the focus being on the fourth house, make sure that we keep up with family, friends, and being in fourth house matters, sticking with your roots in especially Taurus and being grounded. Those are the things that we should be focused on for this week until we get to the 25th, which we will talk about Thursday, Friday. But those are the things that are important. And I want to say the thing that's so good about this change this week, especially with Venus, don't forget Venus is not just about love, it's about prosperity, finances, being balanced, love, beauty, pleasure, self and others. And with Gemini in the mix and Taurus being grounding and having third house communications in the mix and fourth house of family matters, all of the cumulation of those things together this week should keep everyone pretty busy. And it should be an enjoyable week. I've seen nothing foregoing that's terrible. Just keeping up with everyone and keeping up with society. Again, fast paced, ever changing. I know there's a lot going on in the news about the world. My rule of thumb is yes, I do like to watch the weather and watch the news, but let's not make it something that we're intently on all the time. Is that news all the time isn't necessarily good for anyone. We all need to take a break and calm our bodies down, calm our nerves down, relax, be a little flirty, make dinner with your friends, go out to dinner with your friends, communication, have dinner with your family this weekend, go out to dinner with your parents or your grandparents or your siblings or what have you. Keep fourth matters in focus, third matters communication in focus, target being grounding, loyal, deeply, take care of your self-worth, your self-care. That's very important. Make sure we're getting enough sleep and enough rest and not worry so much about what's going on in the news and kind of keeping up with what's going on in our own personal world as well. Again, to keep us healthy, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and socially. With that, I'm going to start our tarot reading. And everybody's great. I am so tired of the rain already. We still have tons of rain this week. And of course, it's going to rain here in Houston, Texas for another 2 days. And then next week, we have rain all week long. And I know the weather's been really wonky, and we've got a lot going on with our change with the weather. It is, I haven't seen it like this in a long time. I remember when I was younger, in some instances, it would actually snow around Easter time. It did snow a few times around Easter time, and it'd be cold. But I haven't seen that in a long time, but we've got it now for some of us. So, let's just keep trucking along. Things will be changed, and here pretty soon it'll be summer. For us, all last year was like 115 degrees every day. So, and it was very hot. I do not miss having to put on the air conditioner and having those big, large bills, but nobody wants to sit in 115 degrees when you're at home. So let's kind of take advantage of the little bit of cold that we do have, because pretty soon here we're going to have our summer weather and things are going to be quite different down the road. So let's start with our reading. And on Friday, I'm going to be doing not just a 3-card reading like I normally do now. I try to keep it short because I don't want everybody here for an hour. I do like to shuffle the cards in front of the collective that are watching. Some people want to do that because they don't want to waste time. I think it's important to do it in front of everyone so that everyone can see the cards are being shuffled and cards are not being randomly picked by me. Okay. And focusing on Taurus season. April showers brings May flowers. There's a lot of water in the cycle this year. A lot of focus on water and earth. Let's meditate on that and pray for that. Okay. First card. Ah, love it. The Moon card. And this is Pisces. It's a Pisces card, Moon card, Crone, the Moon, intuition, psychic abilities. She holds the 3 keys to magic, to life. She's a very, very knowledgeable crone pagan witch. Goes back on her wisdom from her experiences. Although this is the tarot card that represents the Pisces, this represents water, which includes Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, water, cup sign, emotion, spirituality, astrology, intuitive, empath, sensitivity. This crone has not only her keys of life with her, but if you look in the background here, back here, you'll see her familiars with her. Sorry. Her familiars with her, her torch. Although that's all she has, she sees quite well in the woods through the evening. And this crone Pisces woman is not only intuitive, but she's otherworldly. She is otherworldly. And she does represent looking into the future. She does not stick to herself on her own. She's all about the path to truth. She's all about the path to truth. And with this truth, having difficulties here. Okay. All right. All about the path to truth. With this, maybe it's too dark. Let's see. There we go. I had it on too dark. With the path to truth, from the illusions that she gets, she sees the dreams. She has a deep understanding of deep compassion. She's the love of nature. And she also loves healing. She has a in-depth knowledge. He or she has in-depth knowledge of the inner and outer world and can see beyond the veil. If you know anyone like this, that it has a deep connection with their emotions and relationships and spirituality, intuitive, empath kind of abilities, understanding, deep compassion for others in nature and healing, always wanting to communicate and help others, selfless and not selfish. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is a Pisces card. This is the of the moon card here. And she does hold the keys to life, bringing experience with her and deep knowledge. Her or him. Her or him. Don't want to say that it's only her. So when you're looking at this person that's maybe in your life, and this doesn't have to be anybody, this could be someone who's into yoga, into just meditation, someone who likes to take walks in nature, someone who likes dogs. I would love to have 3 wolves. That would be rocking awesome, but I don't have the backyard big enough. The wolves are incredibly large, beautiful, loyal animals. My father had one, and oh my gosh, it was so hard for him to get one. Thousands and thousands of dollars. Beautiful, professionally trained. They are completely one of the most loyal animals. And that, believe me, no one's going to rob you if you have 3 wolves in your backyard. So, if you live in New York, don't worry about it. You're okay. I'm kidding. That would be funny if that really happened, though. Considering considering the smallest backyards that they ever have, are going to definitely be there. But yes, love of animals does have lucid dreaming. Yes. Okay. I'm getting the feeling that this is a person, and a lot of people have friends that are Pisces like this, and not so much into the spirituality a little bit, but very knowledgeable, kind of like incredibly intuitive. I know for me, when somebody comes in the room, I can sense it right away. It's like I can feel their aura, I can feel the energy, I can feel it. Some of you may have friends like that, or a significant other like that, or someone in your family like that, or someone who remembers their dreams, things like that. That would be a part of that crone aspect of the moon. The moon also could represent the new moon that we just started. Set your intentions beforehand. You should be thinking about your intentions to bring about what you want, manifest what you're wanting, what you're needing, what you want to see in your life, for your goals, for your health, your wealth, your happiness, success. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love this card. Oh, can you bring it on all the time? The Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands. I love the Ace of Wands. Beautiful. New beginnings, ambition, prosperity, ending of the old, beginning of the new, going forward, new career, new beginnings, prosperity, ambition, changes going forward for your life, career ambition, creativity, change of purpose, change of lifestyle, a new awareness, a new beginning, a new lifestyle, and that's happening in your lives. It could be happening in your lives with this person, this Pisces, this water sign. Although this card represents the sign of Pisces, it could be for those in the collective, it could still be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces sign. It's a water sign, having the abundance, the ambition, the prosperity, new beginnings, endings of the old, beginning of the new, going forward, career ambition, creativity, lifestyle change, great purpose in life, abundance, awareness. I love it. I love that energy, moving forward with fire and passion. And I love this because the butterfly is over here at the top here, which not only represents the wand with the flowers and the fire and with the passion and the career, ambition, creativity, but the butterfly is also here at the top. It's a representation as well of transformation because the butterfly goes through a metamorphosis, a metamorphosis from this into this with the ambition, the prosperity. Beautiful. Financial gain, career ambition, life purpose, all of these new beginnings, shedding old skin, going forward with passion. That transformation up at the top here, metamorphosis, bringing all of these new things with this fire ace of wands energy. Could have could have that person, that water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is Pisces. And some of you, this might be maybe I'm getting late 20s to mid 40s. Some of you going through changes, career, leaving a job, going to another, new house, new career ambition, new partners, moving forward, self of sense of self. Yeah, you know, leadership, passion. Yes. Career ambition, partnership with this person, partnership with this person, with the having this prosperity and ambition with the both of you or with the both of you in your life. And it doesn't roommate. It it could it could be someone that you're partners in business with. Doesn't have to be a love interest. It could just be a relationship that's a friendship. Doesn't always have to be a love interest. I'm not getting for everybody it's a love interest. I'm getting for some, yes. For others, no, not so much. But the partnership is growing and there's prosperity, ambition, career coming in, new ambition, um, that metamorphosis up here, the transformation, going from shedding the skin, bringing the new, prosperity, abundance. I'm going to say it again because I'm seeing shedding the skin and bringing a new career, new life purpose, new ambition, new innovative um, things coming out, new business. I'm getting very much that. And okay, Here we have, here we go. We have what they call the shadow side. Okay. Now, this is what they would call the devil. And this is, and other decks that they have the devil, but this is the witch's tarot. And so in this, they're not calling it that. And I don't believe in the devil. I believe that there are evil people, there are good people, there are people somewhere in between. But in this card, this is representing addiction. So it's also egotistical personality, materialism. So with this coming in, I would not want to see this egotistical, this ego get in the way with materialism, because you have a tremendous of abundance here with great partners, a great partner or partners, or a mate or soulmate or love interest or business partners with this ambition, this you know, sorry, metamorphosis with the butterfly here, changing, changing, getting away from the materialistic and the ego, getting this, getting that butterfly representing, I'm sorry, representing getting away from that metamorphosis instead of having the ego and the fear and the distraction and egotistic destruction and or addictions, if there are any in there, please get some help, please. I'm not seeing that though. I'm seeing ego, materialism, maybe for some addiction, but I'm not getting that. I'm seeing more of this metamorphosis and getting away from this, getting away from that. With this metamorphosis, this materialism, this ego is being waning away. I feel like some of you that were in this spot with the addiction, the fear, the ego, the materialism of this devil card, or maybe even an addiction, that this is waning away. And because you've gone through this metamorphosis here, you're getting back this ambition, prosperity, career, new lifestyle, new purpose with passion, with this other person, this water sign, who has experience. She's crone in the card, Pisces. She carries the keys of life. She's been through a lot. She has experience. She has a lot that she's been through, and she has a lot of wisdom, and she's walked through life. She's walked through the woods, and she is not afraid to walk anywhere anymore with her head down. She holds it up high. She lives within a rich inner world, and she has a deep connection, and she can see between the veils. She can see you. You're her partner, whether it's business, professional, personal, or love interest, that he or she who represents this card sees right through you. You can't fool that girl. I see this waning for this metamorphosis to take place up here, or more like the metamorphosis is taking place and you're leaving this behind slowly. But in order to get to this lifestyle, we're going to need to stick with that. I'm going to actually pull another card to clarify the devil card and why that's come about. Okay. And as usual, I always turn the cards around so that you can see them at the end. I'm going to pull a clarifier out for you using we just used the Witch's Tarot. Going to now use my Elemental Wisdom deck. My Elemental Wisdom deck is so pretty. I like the colors in it. Looking at a painting, medieval painting. I'm going to shuffle that and see if we can pull out a clarifier. All right. Here we got here. You're good to go. Okay. You are apparently you're all getting out of this. These addictions, this, fear, materialism, restrictions, addiction. Let it go. Let it go. Shed your skin and let it go, because I just pulled another card and I got the same thing. The Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands. Right here. Got the same thing. I was clarifying this card. I clarified it. I got the same card, the Ace of Wands. It came up again. The Ace of Wands. Okay, babies. My collective, you're good to go. You've got to stay strong. Stick with it. Whatever you're doing, the universe is watching you. You just got two Ace of Wands. You've got prosperity, ambition, fire, passion, awareness. Okay. Confident, strong energy. Fire is good energy. You've got Mars. If you're an Aries, you got Mars, good energy. If you're a Leo, you got passion, you got heart, good energy. You've got it. It's there. You've got the sun, Leo, sun. You got the sun there in the background. You've got it. I've clarified the card. Came out. The Ace of Wands came out again. Stick with what you're doing to move forward. Some patience. Have some patience. I'm all about what goes around comes around. Do right unto others. And even if others don't do so great by you, the universe is watching. Sometimes it takes a while, but usually the universe has a really good way of taking its foot and kicking it in someone else's ass. Just saying. And I love when that happens. So I'm going to pull now. I'm going to go on real quick. I love this deck. I got this because it's different life situations. It is called Clarifying Life Situations. It's for love and career. So I'm going to hold on to this for a moment. What do we need to know in life and love, career? What do we need to know in life, love, career? What do we need to know in life, love, career? 3 times. Okay. Okay. This ain't going in. Like that. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, all right. You got the eclipse of concealment. Navigate through the eclipse of concealment, understanding the cyclical nature of hidden phases and awaiting revelations. What did I just tell you about this Ace of Wands? Some of you are working on this real hard, and you've got it twice. For those of you, you will get there. Yes, phases, the awaiting revelations will happen. And I said, without even getting this card, be patient. The universe has a way of putting things in perspective and kicking one's ass. What goes around comes around. So make sure you're doing the right thing. There you go. I'm going to leave that up for everybody to read. Conceal eclipse of concealment. And we just had a bunch of eclipses. So, and those do last, eclipses do last for a very long time. Sometimes 30 days up to 6 months, depending on what is eclipsing in your life, whether it's eclipsing in or it's eclipsing out of your life. Navigate through the eclipse of concealment, understanding the cyclical nature of hidden phases and awaiting revelations. Okay. Now it came out upright like this, so that's why I'm reading the bottom. If it had come this way and the moon was upside down, I would be reading the secrets emerge. But it came in upright, and we have got, and it pulled up as eclipse of concealment. Beautiful card. I love going outside and watching the moon. That's just me. I can sit out at night watching the moon, especially the full moon, all night long. And put my water out there, create some moon water, use that, good for the plants. Just like the rain, I put some ducks out there, some water bowls to collect some rainwater. The flowers love it. Try to make sure that we have it. And let's see what we have here. Oh, we got two. Okay, I like this. This is great because we're going into changes here soon. We're going into changes here soon. I'm going to read that for you. Unblock the flow. When your energy is stuck, nothing moves. Start small, clean a space, cry it out, speak the truth. I just told you that. Movement is medicine. Movement is medicine. Ain't that? That's the truth. I believe that. I always feel good after I clean my sacred space and then I cleanse and sage and, clear up my space. I love that. And I also love the smell. I love the feeling. I love leaving the windows open. I love the fresh air. I love it. I love it. I love it. I always have. Okay. It says here, I'll read it again. Unlock the flow. When the energy is stuck, nothing moves. Start small, clean a space, cry it out, speak the truth. Movement is medicine. And this comes from my healing the past and freeing the patterns and rewrite karma. Rewriting karma. Rewriting karma. Freeing the past and rewriting karma. Rewrite the path in your life. Unlock the flow. When your energy is stuck, nothing moves. Start small, clean your space, cry it out, speak the truth. Movement is medicine. And not just medicine, you know, short term, but when you do that on a regular basis and you clean out your sacred space, it just feels more refreshing. It feels like the light's been lifted, the air is clearer. You redecorate, you do things that make the environment feel conducive for you and your family and friends. And, you know, I think it's a great thing. Now, I have another angel deck that I'm going to be shuffling for you. And then I will leave the cards down for everybody to take notes. And then I will see you again on this Friday. And we will discuss every sign. I will be doing a Celtic cross. I will also be discussing how Uranus and also too Uranus going into Gemini, enters Gemini, and then on the 26th, I'm going to also discuss the Sun in the North Node, um, and we'll discuss all that on Friday, and that'll be great. I will be doing shorts from now on too, where I will be doing the card for the day or the angel card for the day, and so that we can have more like a daily astrology forecast for everyone. Okay, angel card. I love this. We talked about the fourth house. Beautiful. The fourth house. 444. Numbers. Love it. It says obstacles, hardships, phobias, strength, building character, and experiences. There might be some difficulties ahead, but and then we're going to talk about that on Friday with Uranus entering Gemini. We talked about here today, you know, the 20th, the 21st, and the 23rd. The 24th, Venus going into Gemini, and we talked about using that funny, flirty communication through different modalities of communication. On Friday, we will talk about the 25th and the 26th. But this is also coming in as a connection to what's going to be coming at the end of the week. Blessing in disguise. There might be some difficulties ahead, but you push through. You got this. If you have been struggling or feeling lost, the winds of change will blow in your favor. Some things may fall apart, but you're rebuilding the framework for something much better is coming in. Hang in there. If I do that better back here. This is a very small card. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put this out and leave it out here for everyone to see. all of you will have an opportunity to take your notes. And I'll leave this up here for you. Let me fix this card. Okay. I will be back, and you can all take a look at your cards for the next couple of minutes, and then I'll be back, and I will see you on Friday between 8 and 8:30. Friday will be a long reading, and then we'll talk about the April 25th and April 26th. Lots of good stuff coming your way. We have a lot to look forward to. Everybody's a little nervous with Uranus moving into Gemini, but I'm a firm believer in change. Change is good. Change is what you make of it. Go with the flow, roll with the punches. We've got so many good things coming our way. The world is going to change. Things are going to change, especially technology, communication. We're going to move through it. And then Sunday, we're going to have the sun moving into the North Node. That's great. I can believe that's wonderful. The North Node this week, by the way, was in Pisces. So let's keep it positive, move forward. We're going to talk about how we're going to make this a positive experience for the next 7 years, from 2026 to 2033, and in 2032 it'll dip a little bit in Cancer there for a little while. We'll talk about that on Friday. Okay, I'm going to leave it to you for a few minutes, and then merry we part, and blessed be. Thanks for being here. You're all rocking cool. I'm so happy to have you here on my webinar, on my reading, and my astrology update. Talk to you soon. If you have any questions and you want to touch base with me, please feel free to contact me at danewscelticworld@gmail.com or danewscelticworld at YouTube. That's my channel. So it'll be youtube.com/danewscelticworld or hipsy.com/psychic/danewscelticworld. Also, I could be seen at Instagram at danewscelticworld as well, where you can contact me for a reading, or you can contact me for an astrology chart, and we can go over each of the houses. Tropical chart. I can do Vedic, but I prefer tropical astrology chart reading. We can go into the whole signs, and we can go into the charts, any sextiles you may have, or trines you may have. That would be great. We can discuss that and go deeper and further into your chart and discuss what goals you have and what I see in your chart for you for now and possibly for your future. Again, it was so wonderful having you here. Thank you for being here. I love the fact that you're here seeing my astrology update and my tarot oracle reading. Blessed be, peace be with you. Have a nice day. Ciao for now.